A man who looked exactly like me appeared out of nowhere. I thought he was a stranger, until he tried to become me. My name is William Carter. I'm 28 years old, an African-American man, tall, muscular, with the kind of face that makes people pause for a second. And yes, I've been told that a few times, usually by women and sometimes by men, in a way that made me uncomfortable. I work as a corporate lawyer in Chicago, a job I chose not because I loved it, but because I needed to prove something, prove that I could fight, argue, and win, not just in court, but in life. I'm the kind of man who walks into a room and people notice, but it's not arrogance, it's just presence. And I thought I knew what presence meant, until I met him. The man who looked exactly like me. It started like a regular Tuesday. I was on my way to work, my black leather briefcase in hand, my tailored navy suit pressed perfectly, and my mind focused on the upcoming deposition that could make or break my career. I grabbed my coffee, ignored the usual greetings of colleagues, and then I saw him. Or rather, I felt the world tilt, because there he was, standing across the street, looking at me like he owned my life. He was the spitting image of me. Same height, same muscular build, same sharp jawline, same deep-set brown eyes that, until that moment, I thought were mine alone. He smiled at me, and I swear, it was my own reflection smiling back, but with a malice I had never known existed in me. I froze. My coffee almost spilled. People walked past, oblivious. And then he crossed the street, keeping the same pace as me, matching my steps perfectly. It was like staring into a mirror that was alive, that had plans, that knew every move I would make before I made it. I tried to ignore him, convinced my mind was playing tricks. But over the next few days, things escalated. My accounts were hacked, strange calls from people I didn't know, and then, whispers, messages, sent to my email, that only I could read, claiming they knew my secrets, things I hadn't told a soul. Things about my family, my late mother, my childhood, things I had never shared with anyone. Then the first incident happened. I was walking out of the courthouse after winning a minor case, feeling that rare thrill of victory, and I saw him, again. He was wearing the same cologne as me. Or maybe mine smelled different, I don't know. And he winked, and my stomach turned cold. Later that night, I came home to find my apartment ransacked. Nothing was stolen, nothing except photographs. Hundreds of photographs of me, from every angle, taken at moments I hadn't even realized I'd been watched. And a note, scrawled in messy handwriting. You will see what I see, you will feel what I feel. I reported it to the police. Naturally, they thought I was exaggerating. Until the first court appearance happened. I was representing a high-profile client in a complicated corporate lawsuit, when the other side submitted a shocking piece of evidence. A video of me, seemingly committing fraud, embezzling money, breaking laws I had only defended against. I was stunned, speechless. My heart pounded. I could see my colleagues' shocked faces, my client's disappointment, and then, there he was, sitting in the gallery, grinning. My exact double, my doppelganger, watching me squirm, watching me try to explain that it wasn't me. It wasn't me, it had to be him. My identical stranger had stepped into my life to destroy it. And then came the emails. The threats. The court summonses, filed under my name but signed by him. He had stolen my identity, my life, and my reputation, turning everything I had worked for into chaos. The love story began in the chaos, oddly enough. Her name was Emily. She was my client's assistant, brilliant, kind, and beautiful in a way that was effortless. She was African American like me, her skin glowing, her eyes honest, her laugh like music. I met her in court, she helped me organize evidence, and I trusted her immediately. I never expected that love could find me in the middle of a nightmare, but it did. And I found myself thinking about her when I shouldn't have, imagining a life beyond this madness. But betrayal. Betrayal followed, always. One evening, after another harrowing day of court, Emily called me in tears. She had been blackmailed. The same man, my double, had photographs of her, intimate, private moments, and he threatened to release them if she didn't help him in a way that would ruin me. She admitted it to me, crying, and I held her hand, trying to calm her, trying to remind myself that we were still together in this, even when everything else was falling apart. The court battles turned personal. Every day, new lawsuits, false accusations, doctored evidence. And every day, he would appear, always watching, always knowing my next move. I could feel his satisfaction, the twisted joy in mimicking my life, mocking me. But I am a lawyer. I am a fighter. I had to turn the tables. I studied every piece of evidence, every email, every photo. I traced IP addresses, hired private investigators, and slowly, meticulously, I built a case. Not just for myself, but against him. It took months, nights without sleep, dinners skipped, every thought consumed by justice, revenge, by reclaiming the life that had been stolen from me. The turning point came when I caught him in a lie. He had applied for a business license under my name, forged contracts, and tried to open a fraudulent account. I confronted him in a quiet park, away from cameras, away from witnesses, and for the first time, we spoke. "Who are you?" I demanded. "I am you, William." "But better," he said, his smile cruel, his tone venomous. "I was always supposed to be me, not you. I was the one born to this life, and you were the mistake." I laughed, bitterly. "You think copying me makes you better. You think destroying me makes you stronger. You're nothing. Nothing but a shadow, a fake, a coward hiding behind my name." That night, I realized what had to be done. I wasn't going to just win in court. I was going to end this, permanently. The final court hearing was the most dramatic of my life. He appeared, smug, confident, sure he would manipulate the system like he had everything else. But I had prepared, evidence meticulously compiled, witnesses ready, recordings of his confessions, proof of his fraud and manipulation. The courtroom was packed, and as I spoke, I felt power, clarity, and rage flowing through me. Every word I said cut him down piece by piece, exposing the life he had stolen, the chaos he had caused, and the terror he had inflicted on everyone around him. He tried to lie, tried to shift blame, tried to charm the jury, but it was useless. I could see the fear in his eyes when I played the recordings, presented the evidence. The man who had haunted me, tormented me, stolen my life, was finally cornered. And the verdict was unanimous. Guilty on all counts: fraud, identity theft, harassment, and conspiracy. And the revenge. Oh, the revenge. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison. 10 years to think about what he had done, 10 years to realize that trying to live my life would never make him me. I visited him once, and I saw the broken, hollow man he had become. The confident, mocking shadow was gone, and in that moment, I felt satisfaction, closure, a strange peace. I had endured, survived, and come out stronger. Emily and I, we stayed together. We rebuilt what had been threatened, strengthened by fire, and bound by trust. Forged in chaos, I continued my work, but differently now. I fought not just for clients, but for justice in a way I had never truly understood before. And as I tell you this, sitting here in my office, looking at the city skyline, I want you to understand something. Life will throw shadows at you, people who try to steal your identity, your happiness, even your soul. But the key is persistence, intelligence, and courage. Fight back, stand tall, reclaim what is yours. And sometimes, revenge isn't just sweet, it's necessary. Because there will always be shadows. And sometimes, those shadows need to learn what it means to truly face the light. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And tell me, what would you have done if you were in my place?